Imagine a place where dragons soar overhead, Viking ships rest in the harbor, and every corner feels like it leapt straight out of a movie. Welcome to the Isle of Berk, Universal's newest, most immersive land inside of the brand new epic universe. And today, we're exploring it all. Okay, I may not be a Viking, but today I am living like one because we are spending the entire day exploring the Isle of Berk here in Universal's epic universe. We've got coasters, we've got water rides, baby dragons, and food galore. In this video, I'm giving you the full tour of Berk. The rides, the food, the shows, the meet and greets, and some honest tips to make your visit way easier, especially if you're coming with kids, friends, or just your inner child. Grab your helmets and maybe a poncho as well. And let's go train some dragons. All right, you guys, I am so excited to be sharing this day with you guys today and taking you around Isle of Berk. This is my favorite portal, and I love the How to Train Your Dragon movies so much. And it's literally like walking into a movie when you walk into this portal. You walk right in and you feel like you're in the actual Berk, and it is just an adorable and immersive land that has so much to it. Like, this land seems like the most put together and most finished portal out of all of the portals here at Epic Universe. So it seems a little bit more complete. And I'm so excited to take you around. We are gonna try some foods that I haven't tried before. I have been here a couple of times already for the previews and got to ride all the rides and try a bunch of the food and drinks. So I'd have a little bit more knowledge to give you guys. Today we're gonna try a couple of new things to show you some of my favorites. But we're going to definitely start with one of my favorite rides here in Epic Universe, and that is going to be Hiccup's Wing Gliders. All right, so Hiccup's Wing Gliders is a family-friendly coaster. It does have a 40-inch height requirement. However, if you are under 48 inches, you do need to be accompanied by an adult. Now, to me, this ride reminds me a lot of Hagrid's, just in the smoothness of it and just the funness of it. I know that's not exactly a word, but there's a little bit of thrill to it without it being overly exciting. So if you're not a huge roller coaster person, that is okay. You're probably still gonna like this, and your kids are still gonna like it too. So I would definitely say give it a try. It's smooth, it's fun. All right, so now on this ride, they do have lockers for you once you get to the front of the line, right before you go to boarding. So you can put all your stuff in there. You can take on a fanny pack if you want to, but you cannot have any loose articles. So the lockers here are complimentary, and they do use face recognition, so you can put everything in there without an issue. All right, I absolutely adore that ride. It is just, it's so smooth. It has the animatronics of Hiccup and Toothless on there, and it really does feel like you're flying on a dragon. It's really cool. I don't know how to describe it. It's just one of those things that you're sitting on it, you're riding it, and you just can't stop smiling and just having a wonderful time. I guarantee you I'm gonna be riding that at least 3 more times today. But now it is lunchtime, and we are gonna get our first food over here at Spitfire Grill. So at Spitfire Grill, you're gonna do a mobile order, and this is where you're gonna find those different bowls. They're gonna have salmon, steak, shrimp, chicken, a bunch of different things for you to be able to choose from. And they also have right next to it some more freestyle machines that you can use to fill up your drinks. And what's really nice about this is right over here, Right behind it, you have Gilligan's Harbor Hideaway, which is going to be a place where it's covered seating for you to be able to eat. And there's even fans, so there's not a lot of covered spaces here in this part of the park. So this is a place I would definitely recommend to come over to grab some shade and get out of the direct sun. Okay, so Spitfire Grill is going to have a little bit more of a healthier option. They're going to have these different bowls. Think Chipotle, but with like fresh meat. So there's several different things here. You can get salmon, you can get steak, and we got the chicken. So this is the Meat Lugs chicken bowl, and it's going to have a chicken with a nice spicy little sauce on it, peppers, Brussels sprouts, and ancient grains. There's also some like shredded cheddar cheese on here, so that's kind of interesting. It doesn't really feel like it fits, but we'll try it out. But I am starving. I have not eaten yet today, so we are going to get on this. But I also wanted to mention that you can get the souvenir cups here, which are really great because they're refillable, and you can fill these up at any of the freestyles around the park. And I got one because I wanted to try today the different flavors of soda that they have in each of the lands. So in Celestial Park, Dark Universe, and here in Isle of Berk, they have specialty sodas that are for these exact areas. So I got the specialty soda for here, and I've already forgotten the name of it, so I will plug that in down here. But we're going to try this out first and cool down a little bit and then dig in on this food. Okay, it tastes like a more lemony Mountain Dew. So it's not as sweet, it's got a little bit more lightness to it, not as thick. It's okay, not my cup of tea when it comes to sodas, but not bad either. All right, now I'm ready to dig in on this food. It smells amazing. Like, it just smells like it has a lot of flavor. All right, so this chicken is spiced with a harissa spice, which I think it's Indian. I'm not positive on that. I'm gonna have to Google that. But it also has a paprika dressing on it, so I'm hoping it has a little spice. But first, I want to dig into these peppers. They look absolutely delicious. Those peppers are really good. They have a nice, like, vinegary taste to them. Lots of flavor. Well cooked as well. A little mushy, but not too bad. But they are very nicely sauteed. And then Brussels sprouts. Since I never thought I'd see the day where in a quick service theme park restaurant, they'd be serving Brussels sprouts. But let's give it a try. All right, in all honesty, the Brussels sprouts are a little overcooked and not in a good way. I like to have mine in the oven and get them nice and crispy, and I'll overcook them to get them to that point. These are more like mushy, overcooked. It kind of changes the flavor between roasted Brussels sprouts, and that's what these are supposed to be, is oven roasted Brussels sprouts, and they do not taste that way. They taste like either somebody put too much dressing on them, and so they just got soggy and could never get that dry roasted taste to them. But yeah, they're either that or they taste kind of boiled, and there's flavor on them, so they have potential. It's just they're too mushy. So I have seen other videos of people reviewing these, and they looked nice and crispy and roasted. So this may be a one-off, but again, as the park opens and more people are going to be here, I'm really concerned about quality of some of these really good foods that they have, but they're just not going to be up to par as they were during the previews. And maybe that's the case here since we are here opening weekend. However, the crowds are not that busy. So I don't know if I'm making an excuse for them or if it's a legit thing. Or maybe this is just a one-off. I don't know. But Brussels sprouts definitely not in my wheelhouse as they are right now. Ancient grains, I'm not even a big fan of ancient grains, so I'm not going to worry too much about those. But to me, ancient grains are not really my cup of tea. I just find them usually to be pretty dry and flavorless, unless somebody cooks them very well. And these are dry and flavorless. They're right on par with what I expect from ancient grains, but it's definitely not something I'd like. I did get this one because I wanted to try the chicken, because we're going to be trying some of the other dishes over at the other places for dinner, and I didn't want to get the same thing at every single place. So I wanted to try the chicken here. I just thought the sauce was also interesting. It could do with more sauce over everything, because I think the sauce would make the ancient grains taste even better because there's no flavor to them. And because they're dry, having that on there would be great. The shredded cheddar is over top of the ancient grains, and it doesn't make any sense. All right, but we're not here for just the sides. Let's test out this chicken. This is like huge. Like, look, that's a huge piece of chicken. We have a fork and knife, but I'm just gonna do it Viking style here. All right, so the chicken. The chicken has a nice flavor to it. You can definitely tell it's a nice grilled piece of chicken. However, it's a little on the dry side, unfortunately. It's not the worst. Like, it's not the driest. Like, I can definitely eat it. However, if they gave you more of that dressing, which the dressing is good. It's very good. It's not spicy at all. It just has a nice flavor to it. And again, this is a paprika dressing that they put on top. So it's more of this. Mixing the whole bowl on the chicken and in the grains, I think this would be a much better dish. And that's what I would suggest to Universal, is to just give a side of this with your bowl. And I think it'll be much, much better. So I just made it to the center of the chicken, and it's definitely a little bit more juicier in the center here than on the sides. So it's not quite as bad as I thought it was, but it's still a little bit drier than I would like. Again, this is a nice light option to have. It's just, the potential is there. It's just execution is just a little off, just between the Brussels sprouts not being roasted properly and the chicken being a little over dry and needing more sauce. I mean, it's not a bad option. Now, I have heard from other people that the steak bowl and the salmon bowl are absolutely delicious. They also have a shrimp bowl. However, that only comes with like, I think it's like 3 shrimp. So to me, that's just not worth the money. However, if you are looking to do one of these bowls, I would maybe suggest doing one of the other ones, the steak or the salmon that I've heard so much about. And I'll be back here again, and I'll do a full review. I'll get all the bowls and compare them so that you guys can know. But for now, I would say no on the chicken bowl, but with the potential to change in the future. All right, so our first food stop of the day wasn't spectacular, but I can guarantee that the next 2 snack places and food places that we're gonna go to are gonna be delightful. However, let's go explore a little bit more of Berk while we have a little bit of time to kill. So you always want to keep an eye out throughout this whole entire area, because there is something to see at every corner. You're going to be seeing dragons around, whether they're going to be little baby dragons walking around, meet and greets with Toothless, or even some that blow cold air on you. All right, so another attraction that they have here at Isle of Berk is going to be the fire drill. Now, this is going to be a boat ride that's going to take you through the land, and basically what you're trying to do is to learn the skills that you need to be able to live with dragons, which means putting out fires. So you're going to be going around and using these targets and trying to spray them with your water cannons. But the thing is that everybody else is using water cannons, and you may get in to the middle of their blast to those targets. And there's also little explosive water all around. So from what I've seen, you get completely drenched on this. It's the one ride that I have not yet been on here at Epic Universe, and we will not be doing it today. But this does have a height requirement of 36 inches for your little ones, but it does seem very family friendly. And I mean, on a hot day like today, it might be useful. However, I recommend either bringing a change of clothes or at least wearing a poncho or a rain jacket while you're on there, because some people get really, really soaked on this thing. They do have dryers that are out here outside of the attraction as well that you can pay to dry yourself off, which is a great money grab from Universal. But hey, it's there for you if you need it. Now, if Fire Drill doesn't seem like your type of ride, don't worry. It's not the only other thing that's here in Isle of Berk. There are several other attractions, including for your little ones, and that is the Viking training camp. So the Viking training camp is going to be over here to the left side of Isle of Berk. And this is going to be where your little ones, and I mean your little ones, can really get their energy out. There are places for them to climb, there are places for them to jump, and there are places for them to slide, all underneath a special covering so you're not in the direct sun, including the areas for you parents to be able to sit. So this is a great place if you have little kids that aren't yet tall enough to ride the other rides and attractions here in Isle of Berk. This is a great place to be able to hang out for a little bit while the big kids go and ride the other rides. All right, but there is one more attraction that we have not talked about, and it's right next door. So we're gonna just head over there and see what the wait time is for that. All right, so our last attraction here is going to be Dragon Rally Racers. Now this is going to be a somewhat spinning ride, kind of like Dumbo, but nothing like Dumbo at the same time. Basically, you're trying to be able to fly like a dragon. Now you control how crazy and how thrilling this ride can actually be for you by adjusting your wings. Now I've tried this ride before and I was not very good at it. I got it to tilt a little bit, but never to spin around. I guess the key is to do them in the opposite direction, leaning into the direction you're going. I don't know. That's what I think I heard. We'll find out. We're gonna try it again. So this ride not be my favorite ride here in Isle of Berk, but it does have the cutest animatronics sitting right outside of it. There is just a bunch of dragons asleep and sheep pretending that they're dragons. It is seriously the cutest thing in the world. Now, one of the things I just wanted to point out is that the queues here at Isle of Berk, not the greatest. So you're basically just gonna be walking past posts with ropes on it, like any old school theme park. And a lot of it is going to be out in direct sunlight. So just be prepared for that. Maybe have a hat or an umbrella you can use while you're waiting in line, because right now with the limited capacity, it's not that bad because you keep moving. However, in the middle of summer, when they do get up to full capacity, that can completely change. So plan accordingly. All right, so they did give you some instruction over here in the line on some of the billboards, and for the roll, it says to move your body back and forth, then lean into the turn to dive, tuck the legs in, and point your horns down. Okay, so lean to the right, push to the right, so you'll push down while you're leaning to the right, lean to the left, push to the left. And then rock your body into the turn and push those wings in the same direction. Okay, so that's what we're going to attempt to do. So lean to the right, push to the right, lean to the left, and then go back and forth. All right. It seems like it's simple enough, but you've got to have some mad skill to get a real barrel roll on this ride. However, if barrel rolling is not necessarily at the top of your to-do list while you're on this ride, you can literally do nothing and just glide and get amazing views of Isle of Berk from the sky and just have a nice relaxing glide through the sky. All right, so I didn't quite do a barrel roll, but I did definitely do better than I did last time. Last time I did a little bit sideways, but this time I almost made it like a whole 90 degrees. almost. At least it felt like it. It started to get a little scary, so I backed off a little. But it's a cute ride. It's just extremely short. You go around, I think, 3 or 4 times before you are stopped. So you don't have a lot of time to try to do that. But again, you do get great views and you do have a fun time. And it's nice to kind of compete with other people too, and just to see how far each of you can get. So that's another like fun thing to do here. But speaking of fun things to do here, there are some interactive aspects of this land that I definitely want to show you. So throughout the land, you're going to find just a couple, not so much as like Super Nintendo World, but over here in Berk, you're going to find a couple places that you can play some games and kind of help them out here over in Berk. And one of them is right behind me. So underneath here, you can spin the wheel that's down here and you can make the dragon on top fly. So that's one of the cool things you can do. And there's a couple little hidden ones just throughout the land. So keep an eye out for that. That's another way to pass some time as well while you're in between rides or if you're waiting for something else. It's really cool over here is they have a little Easter egg from the very first movie. So remember, so if you've seen the first movie, you will know that Hiccup at the very beginning, he uses one of his contraptions and he actually takes down Toothless. And when Toothless lands, he runs into a tree and falls into that little area where Hiccup ends up finding him later and helping him. But right here is the tree that he broke down when he fell from the sky. And it's got carved into it where Hiccup and Toothless trust each other for the very first time. It's pretty cool. All right, you guys, I think it is time for us to get some AC. So we are headed over to the one and only show that's here over in Isle of Berk, and that is going to be the Untrainable Dragon. Now, this show does exist already over in the Japan park, but it's nice to have it finally here so we can see it. And there's amazing animatronics and puppets. It's a not miss. This is something that you cannot miss if you're here. I would definitely say this is in the top 5 of the things that you need to do when you're at Epic Universe. What's the matter with this dragon? All right, so we have worked up an appetite today doing all this training. So we definitely had to go and try the new viral mac and cheese cones that they have here at Isle of Berk. You can get these over at Grog and Roll, or if it's really busy over there, there is another option. You can mobile order this from Spitfire Grill. So that is always another option for you. But we got this one from Grog and Roll, and this is the PB&J, and it looks so good. And I am hungry, and I can just smell the garlic that is on the butter of this cone, and it's making my mouth water so much. All right, so this is not just PB&J like peanut butter and jelly. This is pork belly and jam. So I'm really interested to try this. I'm going to try everything first and then try it all together. Definitely got a sweet flavor to it. It is nice and tender and juicy, which is very good. All right, now I'm gonna get a bite with everything in it. Get all those flavors together. Ooh, that looks so freaking good. That is where it is at. Oh my goodness. All right. This is so good. The mac and cheese is delicious. It doesn't have too strong of a flavor to it, which is fine because it's just being a base for everything else that is full of flavor. Really good. I do want to try some of the mac and cheese on its own. It is a little overcooked than what I like, but when you have everything mixed together, you don't really tell. But definitely like this. But I have been told, do not skimp on having the bread with everything. So it's going to be a little messy, but we're going to try this. Oh my Lanta. So this bread here is a nice, beautiful, soft piece of bread, but it's lightly toasted and it's full of like butter and garlic and then topped with the everything bagel seasoning. Everything works so good together. It is salty and creamy and buttery and all of the good things that are bad for you. And it's so delicious. It's so delicious. If they sold this bread just by itself without mac and cheese or anything else in it, I would be buying this. I mean, it's that good. I'm smacking my lips so much because it's that good. It's delicious. All right, so I just discovered another positive for this dish. So the meat is not just on the top. Oh, my bad. The meat is not just on the top. I just pulled out this giant piece from the bottom of the cone. So the toppings are not just on the top. They're throughout the entire cone. So you get the flavors the whole entire time. This is really good. Like, look at that. That's pulled from the bottom. That's not anything that was on top. Like, look how much meat. This is intense. All right, now that we've had another snack and it was on the delicious side, I think it's time to go on Hiccup's wing gliders one more time. So earlier today, I actually did the front row with no wait, actually, which was really cool. So now we're gonna see if I can get the back row and just see the difference. All right, y'all, that was not even a 10-minute wait. That was a walk-on. So we are walking on again. I did get the last row. There was only 3 other people on the same train as me. It was way rougher and way more thrilling. And when I say rougher, I don't mean it in a bad way like that. You get headaches from it. I mean thrilling, rough. Definitely a huge difference. So if you're looking for a little bit more thrill on this ride, definitely hit up the back row. But round 3. All right, guys, so we just got off our 3rd time today on Hiccup Swing Gliders, and I am going to take a little bit of a break because it is hot today, and the temperature is not rising up there. The sun is intense, and as I mentioned earlier, there is really no shade here. Everything here is completely in the sun, whether you're on your rides. So when you're on the roller coaster, there is no covering. Everything is out there. Same with fire drill and same with the rally racers. Everything is in direct sunlight, and a lot of the queues have partial coverings, but not much. And then walking around the park, I mean, I'm as peak as they can be right now. So, and I've only been here for a couple of hours. I've only been here for probably about 4.5 hours, and there's just not enough places here to get shade. There's the one place where we've been eating all of our food just to be able to get out of the direct sunlight, but because of that, I wanted to make sure you know that if you're very sensitive to that, make sure you bring your sunscreen, bring a UV umbrella, which I have one, but it's in my big main locker, my day locker out in Celestial Park, so I haven't had that with me when I was here because I'm filming, so it's kind of hard to carry that around and film at the same time. But that would be a suggestion that I have, and also big giant hats. And yes, anything you can do to keep yourself out of the sun will make your day just a little bit brighter here at Isle of Berk. So I'm going to go find some shade and some AC for a little bit, and then I'll meet you back here. And we have some wonderful dinner plans and some after dinner guests to meet. So I will see you guys in a couple hours for me and a couple seconds for you. And just like that, we are back, and we did get some shade, and we also got some rain while I was in hiatus there. But now we are ready to hit up our last food spot of the night here in Isle of Berk, and I'm going to take you with me to get some dinner at the Mead Hall. Now, if you have not seen the How to Train Your Dragon movies, I highly suggest watching them before you come here. And the new movie, the live action, is coming out on June 13th. So you can see that as well, but really watch the cartoon one, the animated version. at least once before you come here. It is available, I believe, on, is it Max or Netflix? One of the two. It's available for free if you're a subscriber to one of those. And the movie is amazing, but it will make you appreciate everything so much more, because when you walk in, especially to Mead Hall, it is exactly like the movies. And they even have the throne that's sitting up here for Hiccup's dad. And I mean, you get the feel of immersion and just that you're in the movie when you walk in here. I mean, this portal is the best at that anyways, and my personal opinion, that to even top it off more when you go into one of the buildings is just amazing. So I really appreciate what they did here, and I love that they have the woven tapestry all around. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. If I had to pick my favorite, I actually sat in front of what I think is my favorite. I go back and forth. It's either going to be Toothless with his kids and everything, or it's going to be the one behind me with Hiccup's dad, and it has one of the dragons, and he's eating, and it just reminds me of my old dog, Daisy. She would just beg for food, so it's one of those things I love. But now I got to figure out what we're going to eat. All right, so over here at Mead Hall, they're going to have more of your Nordic Viking-themed food. So this is where you're going to find your salmon. They're going to have meatballs, turkey wings, and when I say turkey wings, these things are massive. I got them last time I was here, and there's 2 wings on the plate, and it's served with a baked potato and carrots and onions, and we split it, and we were full. Like, that's how massive they are. The wings are the size of my face. And if you're thinking of getting those, they were delicious. The meat was really good. The skin's really tough to bite through, so you really have to work for that one. But for today, we're going to try something different, because I want to be able to show you and tell you all the good and bad things here. So we're going to actually get 2 different entrees here. Just to go through the menu with you, they have a Nordic harvest salad. Now this is like a kale, arugula, red cabbage, ancient grains, blueberries, and a bunch of other different things in it. You can get it either that way or with salmon. So you do have 2 different options there. They have the Berserker meatballs, which are like an IKEA meatball, but they have also this jam that goes on top of it, and then it's served with smashed root vegetables. Then you have Hiccup's grilled salmon, Gobber the Belch's turkey wings that I was telling you about, the Hooligan sausage links, and the Thawfest platter. Now this platter here is $50, but it's served with like everything you could possibly think of. This thing can feed 4 people, like, easily. So if you do have a family of 4, I mean, highly suggest looking at this, because there is going to be the barbecue glazed chicken, which I've heard is delicious. It's like a berry barbecue, and the drumsticks of these are huge. And then they also have the grilled salmon. You're going to get multiple pieces of grilled salmon, sausage links, carrots, onions, fries, and sauces to go with all of it. To me, that's a super value. So definitely don't sleep on that one. They also have some vegan options in here as well. And then they also have a salmon sandwich. So for today, I am debating on what to get, because I've heard really great things about these IKEA style Swedish meatballs that they have. Because the other thing I definitely want to try is the salmon. My brother said he was here for previews during the team member previews, and they were amazing and delicious. So he highly suggested those to me, and I trust his judgment. He's not a yes man when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I really trusted his opinion on that. I really want to try that, but I also want to try Swedish meatballs. And what's bugging me is that those 2 together are $37, $39 actually, if you add in the 99 cents on there. It's like $39. And for $10 more, I could get that giant platter. Like, I'm not going to eat 2 meals anyway, so I'm going to have to either throw it out or take it home. So do I just go ahead and get the huge platter and try? Okay, so to start our festivities here, Viking style, we got Stoic's Ale. So this is going to be a wildflower honey white ale. It's a little hoppier than I expected it to be. So it's a good taste to it. I don't taste any floral notes or any honey to it, but okay. I do taste the honey a little bit now. So it tastes a little bit more like a wheat ale. So it's nice and light and refreshing, but nothing to write home about, but still, again, refreshing for such a hot day like today. Our food just arrived, and so I ended up getting 2 different entrees. I did not get the platter. I was not succumbed to my wants for that platter. But all right, so my first entree that I got was the Berserker's meatballs. Now these are the Swedish meatballs that I was talking about, and it comes with a onion gravy, lingonberry jam, and smashed root vegetables. Now, what is smashed root vegetables? I don't know. But I can tell you what it does look like. It looks like the carrots and turnips that my mom used to make for me and still does occasionally on holidays because it's one of my favorite dishes. And I'm really hoping it's similar to that. It won't be as good as hers, I can guarantee that. But I'm hoping it is similar to that because I love that. And just as a side comment, it kind of looks like sweet potatoes. And I hope that it is like a carrots and turnips type style dish because my husband, when he first came over for our Thanksgiving dinner, my mom made those and he ate them thinking they were sweet potato casserole, and he did not realize they were carrots and turnips. And after dinner, he told me that my mom made the worst sweet potatoes. And I go, my mother doesn't make sweet potatoes. Those were carrots and turnips. That's why they tasted awful to you. They're delicious. It's my favorite dish. And he's like, oh, that makes way more sense. Now I don't have to feel as bad. He's like, I wish I would have known that beforehand. So now it's this running joke every time that he has them. Anyways, so they look delicious. So let's go ahead and dig on into those. Okay. I'm going to try some though with this lingonberry jam that we have here. A little bit of that on here. These are pretty good. I would put them up there with IKEA Swedish meatballs. I mean, it's been a minute since I've had those, but it's very good. The gravy even tastes fresh. I'm sure it's not, but it tastes fresh at least. Doesn't feel like pre-made stuff that was frozen and just shipped in. So really good. And the meatballs have a good quality to them. They don't taste completely like super processed and frozen, but they taste pretty good. But I have to try these root vegetables and just figure out what this is. That's exactly what carrots and turnips taste like. Oh my gosh, today just turned into my favorite day. These are so good. I'm so happy. Okay, I do want to make it clear though, because my mother does watch these videos. Mom, this is not as good as your carrots and turnips. They don't have as much butter in it as you do. But these are pretty good. And the fact that they're making carrots and turnips here at a theme park, I can get anytime that I come. Like, what? And the next dish we got was Hiccup's grilled salmon. So this is going to be a pastrami seasoned salmon. Now, I'm looking at it right now, and there's not nearly as much salmon as I've seen in pictures of other people eating this, or even things that I've been shown by other people. So that's a little concerning, but it does have a herb garlic potato and roasted carrots, an onion, and a dill fennel sauce. Now, I love dill, so that's going to be really good. I don't know what this sauce is that's on top of the salmon. It's got that chimichurri style look to it, because it's green, but it doesn't have any oil base to it either, so I know it's not what it is, but maybe that's more of the pastrami seasoning than what they were putting on the salmon before. I don't know, but we'll try it. We'll find out. And I'm just going to go straight in for the protein on this one because I have been dying for this, and I took way too long taking videos and photos of this to not try it, so I'm ready. Oh my word. Does anyone else understand now why this is my favorite portal? The most immersive land. You feel like you're walking into a movie, which is Universal's whole thing, is writing the movies. Best food, best characters running around, some of the best rides. Well, one best ride, Hiccups, but I could ride that all day. Best storyline. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the other portals. There's so many. Focus, Shannon, focus. We're reviewing food. We'll get to the totality of the portals later. The salmon, super moist, cooked perfectly. I am so impressed for a quick service. A quick service theme park fair. Like, what in the world is going on? I haven't even added anything to it. I haven't tried the concoction that's on top of the salmon. I haven't tried the dill and fennel sauce, which I love. And yet, this one little piece was full of flavor and juicy, and it cooked perfectly. And it was the edge piece. That's the piece that you could potentially get a little grace to, and I don't have to. What is? I don't know what this green stuff is, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it with the salmon. Oh, that's good. I don't know what it is. It's kind of got a chimichurri taste to it, but instead of it being more like olive oil based, it's got a little bit of more vinegar base to it. Really good, very flavorful. Excuse me, sir, can I ask you a question? Do you know what this is that's on top of the salmon? Is it chimichurri or?
Chimichurri, I don't think it should be. It's
yeah. Oh no, I liked it. I just didn't know what it was.
Okay, I can go ahead.
Yeah, do you mind? That would be wonderful. Okay, so I worked up the nerve to ask somebody what it actually was, and he said it is a chimichurri, but it is mixed with dill, so it has a different flavor to it. It's their take on a chimichurri, basically, for the dish, and it's delicious. All right, but this does also come with a sauce with it. So many options. So I'm going to try a little bit of the salmon without any of that chimichurri on it, with the dill sauce here. Very good. It's like a sour cream taste to it. I don't need it for the salmon. The salmon has enough flavor on its own, and with the extra accoutrements on top of it, it doesn't need anything else, but it's good. And it's a great other option in case you don't like the other flavors on there, or you're a sauce galley. I usually am, but this one is just, it's so good. I don't need it, but great flavor. Like, again, this is a quick service. Okay, let's get on to the sides, because I could talk about this all day. So we've got some carrots, we've got some onions. Those are pretty basic, but let's try a little bit of each. I do like that they roast all their vegetables here, and that they all have some flavor and some char to them. Like, they look actually cooked and not just, out of a can or something. Again, delicious. Now onto the baked potato. Again, another winner. All the sides, great. Would I get the dishes for the sides? No, but to have this level of sides at a quick service is just astounding to me. I mean, the carrots are cooked perfectly and have a beautiful sweet flavor to them. Onion is nice and crisp and grilled with a nice flavor to it. The potato is well cooked all the way through, easy to eat, with a beautiful, tasty sour cream sauce on top of it. Our first dish here at Berk was not great. Everything since then has been mind-blowingly good. I'm so happy. Well, hi friends, I'm back, and you may notice that I'm no longer in Isle of Berk, and I'm wearing a different outfit, and it's bright again. That's because it's the next day, and let's have a little chit-chat. All right, so my video yesterday left off at me eating at Mead Hall, and as I said in the video, I was the happiest girl. The food was delicious. I was happy with the type of food that they had, the quality, everything. I was really excited, and I had a very positive review, and then I had the worst experience I've ever had at a theme park, ever. And I have never been spoken to and treated the way that I was. I'm not going to make a big detailed thing about it here. I did go to the customer relations, and I did speak with them about it, and they were very apologetic. I will make a more detailed video, because part of the thing I want to do for you is to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly of everything that happens here, and give you honest reviews. I don't want to be somebody that just gives you the shining star points but doesn't point out the flaws that are here or anything else, because nothing's perfect, and you're not going to have perfect day every single time you come to the parks. And I want to be able to give you an honest review of what to expect, but also how to deal with it when things aren't running perfectly and what you can do to not have your day ruined. I literally had my day almost completely ruined yesterday because of one person. And I was just flabbergasted. I ended up leaving right away and leaving straight to go to the customer relations to discuss it with them. I left the park before it closed. I didn't finish my video. I didn't finish showing you all of the Isle of Berk and everything else that is included in that because I was that upset. And I know that Universal is not perfect and not everything at Epic is epic. And I need to show you the true, honest side of that. And so I will make a separate video regarding that situation, how Universal dealt with it, and what to do if you are ever in that situation. But that is why my video was switched abruptly. I'm going to try to give you an honest, objective review of Isle of Berk, trying to put aside that bad experience with that one person, because it is my favorite portal in all of Epic Universe. From the theming to the character interactions, the food, everything is wonderful in there. You're just in awe as you're walking in. It's the one that feels like you're walking into the movie. And it's an amazing experience. And I just really hate that that got ruined and I wasn't able to show you fully the full joy that I have when I go in there because of that experience. And that really irks me really bad. Even more than just me having to go through it is like not being able to truly represent what that portal is to me. So I may go back there again and put in some more film and here after this to show you, or I might just end up doing a video later on just showing those key pieces that I did miss, including the character interactions, Toothless, hatching your own dragon, how to treat your dragon, and the merchandise. All the things I wanted to show you. In case I decide that I'm just gonna make a different video of Isle of Berk Part 2 for you, I'm gonna say peace out for now, and I hope you guys have an epic day, and I'll see you on the next video.
How are you enjoying Berk? Are you having fun today?
Yeah.